There are currently 176 water types in all the Pokemon games, the most of any type. Water is also just the correct choice a majority of the time when picking a starter. That's just a fact. Except the last two generations because wow, they are awful. But water is still one of the best types in the game and there have been plenty of solid water type mega evolutions. I've already covered quite a few on this channel so far, but today I'm going to be going over 6 brand new water type mega evolutions here in Emerald Elite Redux and seeing if they hold up as excellent water types. Electric water is a really fun type combination and very few Pokemon have it, which is why Lantern is so unique. Unfortunately, it's never really been that good. Its stats are interesting, and what sticks out most is its massive HP stat. Clearly meant to survive some hits, but never does much afterwards. Even in this game with its various buffs, it isn't that special, until it got its Mega form. It raises its special attack and defense, giving it a fighting chance. And don't worry, it no longer has the useless Illuminate. Instead, it has abilities that give it 3 immunities. Starting with Storm Drain, which grants water immunity and boosts special attack if hit by one. Similarly, it gets Volt Absorb to gain an electric immunity and turns it into HP. Its unique ability Radiance will cause dark moves to fail and gives Lantern a 20% accuracy boost. This lets it run powerful low accuracy moves like Hydro Pump, Blizzard, and Thunder. Its stab moves are both very important, especially with its other signature ability, Hydro Circuit. This will boost its electric moves by 50%. It will also allow Lantern to gain health back when using water moves. This, however, can be buggy at times and won't always give health back, which should be fixed in a new update. Which for now does hurt its viability a little bit. It's still a good mega in my opinion. It becomes a really good switch-in Pokemon with its great bulk and immunities. It gets access to Stockpile as a way to make it become super tanky, and the combination of damage and recovery with Hydro Pump make it last a long time. It's surprisingly strong and will pick up more KOs than you think. And most importantly, it has a great shiny form which makes it worth using in my book. Now for something with a bit more power, the Ancient Fish Relicanth. And for once, it's used for more than just a Reggie puzzle. It got a mega form that just leans heavier into its already impressive attack stat and raises its speed to make it more of a threat. 160 is really good and its defenses make sure someone is on the receiving end of it. Especially in water, as its specialty is killing Pokemon in the ocean, as it has Marine Apex, giving it 50% more damage to water types, as well as having Infiltrator built in. With its attack stat being so high, pairing it with powerful moves like Stab, Head Smash, and Wave Crash are really good ideas. But don't worry about the recoil damage from these attacks, as it has Rock Head, so it can destroy foes one after another. Those moves are already doing crazy amounts of damage, so as an added bonus it has Reckless, which increases those moves by 20%. Its speed is at 95, which won't be enough to outspeed a ton of Pokemon. That's why I used Rock Polish to double its speed stat. Its combination of power and speed at that point is enough to sweep a ton of teams. Priority moves are still a problem, but you can run Excel Rock to take them out. It can easily set up despite its low special defense stat because it has Primal Armor, weakening super effective moves by 50%. I really like this mega and it can serve as a sweeper or as a wall breaker. I would definitely use it in a playthrough. Kingdra was always one of my favorite Gen 2 Pokemon, but it has always been lacking something. Despite being a dragon type, which is one of the best types in the game for a while, its stats just don't do anything for it. Its Swift Swim ability is what actually makes it somewhat usable, and it's been given a brand new mega form. All of its stats were raised slightly, but significant boosts to its special attack and its speed are enough to finally make it stand out. Like I said, it still gets to raise its speed in the rain with Swift Swim, but it's also been given Sea Guardian. Sea Guardian will raise its highest stat by 1 if in the rain. It will already have the big speed boost, so this should always be its special attack. It is decently bulky, so it can set up the rain and be fine. Keep in mind that it will need to set up the rain before it Mega Evolves, or it won't get the Sea Guardian boost. So it is a little riskier, but if done, Mega Kingdra is a destructive sweeper. Its move pool is very strong. Stab moves like Hydro Pump and Dragon Pulse, and moves like Ice Beam are very good to run, as it has Mega Launcher, boosting these moves by 50%. There isn't a lot of Pokemon that will be able to withstand a rain boosted, stab boosted, Mega Launcher Hydro Pump from this thing. Paralyzing it is a good way to stop its speed, but its Marvel scalability will boost its defense up by 50%, making it harder to take out, meaning it's still going to get off some heavy damage. Mega Kingdra is exactly what you want for a Mega on any team really, especially for a rain team, which is really good in this game anyway. A surprisingly tanky Pokemon is Quagsire. especially early game. Its unaware ability, and now 95s across the board, except speed, make it difficult to take out at times. It is quickly outclassed the further you get in the game, and not much can save it, until its Mega Evolution is unlocked. Its Mega Evolution raises up both its defenses by 35 and bumps both of its attacking stats so it can take out more opponents. 130 for both defenses means it won't go down in one shot a majority of the time unless the foe has some kind of stat boost. Well, actually, Mega Quagsire retains its unaware ability, so stat changes mean nothing to it. This will let Quagsire boost up its defenses more with moves like Stockpile or Amnesia. It has very good recovery with the move Recover, as well as passive healing with its ability Water Veil, setting up Aqua Ring on entry and prevents it from getting burned. Not even weather teams or terrain teams will be stopping Quagsire with its signature ability Clueless. This negates all weather, Trick Room, and terrain effects. I guess he truly has nothing going on in that head. It won't even fall for Infatuation because of its Oblivious ability. It ends up being a decent tank and a wall Pokemon to have. It works well with Toxic Stall as well as having enough power to get KOs after its defenses have been boosted up. Grass is still very bad for its health, and keep an eye out for Sheer Cold as it also does 4 times damage. I think there are definitely better options out there for a Mega, but it certainly isn't a waste to use one. Kingler is a Pokemon I always forgot has a Gigantamax form. I've never used it, and I don't know anyone who's a fan of it. I didn't mind its design, but I never saw the point of using one on my team. Luckily, the design has been saved and has been given to its powerful Mega Evolution. And it has a ton of power with a 170 attack stat, the highest of any water type in the entire game. As well as 135 in defense, it can be hard to take out before it uses that insane power. The insane power will most likely be getting a 30% boost with its Tough Claws ability, very fitting, which gives this boost to all of its contact moves. Crabhammer being its signature stab move to use here, as well as high damage moves like Guillotine, Water Crash, Superpower, or Double Edge. If you think you can use Intimidate to slow down its power, you can't. Hypercutter will prevent this, and will up its crit chance by 1. This could grant KOs it normally wouldn't get, and can cut through a wall that's been setting up. If a foe somehow lives from one of these massive hits, it has a 50% chance to activate its Grip Pincer ability, trapping the foe and throwing away all accuracy checks. This makes it impossible to escape a KO if they can't outspeed it. But with only an 85 in speed, that shouldn't be too difficult, right? Well, not if it sets up rain or comes into any rainy situation, as it has Swift Swim like Mega Kingdra. This lets it become an extremely potent sweeper at this point, with such high attack and speed and crazy high boosts on Crabhammer. This is why I believe Mega Kingler is just a better version of Mega Relicanth. Not much greater, but it being able to come in certain situations ready to sweep versus having to set up your own speed can make a huge difference. Mega Kingler may very well be the best physical attacking water type in this game. Now, one Pokemon that might want a shot at that title is Mega Feraligatr X. Now, I've covered Mega Feraligatr Y, which is a special attacking variant and is also very powerful, and is also a dark water type. But Mega Feraligatr X, like its base form, has a high attack stat. 140 is decently strong, but it's not on the level of Kingler and Relicanth, so how does it cover this ground? Well, its signature ability Primal Maul will certainly give it an edge. Primal Maul will make biting moves hit twice, doing 50% damage the second time. It has 2 very strong stab biting moves it can use to take advantage of this. Crunch, which is a pretty common move, and Death Roll, a new 100 base power water move that can cause confusion. The big benefit of this over the other water megas is that this can get through Pokemon with a Focus Sash that are common in stopping sweepers. And Feraligatr can sweep, especially with access to Agility, doubling its speed. Getting off an Agility is worth the risk with its ability Riptide, which will boost its water moves by 30%, but if its HP is low enough, it'll be raised to 80%. It will be able to get back its HP to full after a KO or two with its ability Predator, healing 25% of its HP with a KO. There are a wide variety of biting moves, so it can't easily be walled out. Its main weakness you have to be aware of comes from its Dry Skin ability, which makes it lose health in the sun, but other than that, it's going to be a threat to a majority of teams. I still don't think it takes the title as best physical attacking water type, but I will say it has the moves to have diversity in its sweeping potential. So water type Mega Evolutions are clearly some of the best in the game, and you can't go wrong with having any of them on your team in your playthrough. A nice balance of special and physical sweepers. Let me know some of your favorites down below, and any others you want me to check out. Check out some of my other videos, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.